What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So when you think of different proposals for Terra Luna Classic or the Terra chain, people are getting, kind of interested in exactly what that proposal could be. Now, anytime a proposal comes up, there's a lot of discussion that happens beforehand. Now, we're supposed to have a discussion sometime soon about this, but I've seen information that has come about within the Terra Rebels and within that community that has caught a little bit of interest, and maybe it sounds like a good idea on paper to some people, but I feel like there's different pieces that maybe need to be restructured. Now, I don't understand this 100%. I think I do, but there may be a piece that I might be missing, and it's okay to, misunderstand things a little bit as long as you have an explanation, which we do plan to meet about this. But I'm going to talk about it from my interpretation, and then tomorrow, I believe we have the meeting tomorrow. I'm going to have an update on exactly where we landed with all of this and how my support is for something like that. So if you could, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you guys check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow my Patreon, feel free to follow that. Don't forget to follow any of the other links that I have down below, which is Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, my other TikTok, and just a bunch of stuff. So anyways, let's get into this. So for Terra Luna Classic, right, we're looking for different proposals to restore everything, right? To restore the algorithm, to Re-Pegg USTC, and just trying to get a full connection and trying to make sure everything gets back to normal. But the issue is, how do you do that? Right? You have people on both sides, right? Terra Luna Classic that are looking to make their money back, and you have more people probably on USTC that are trying to make their money back. And what are people going to do? Invest at the low and try and sell at a higher point. They're investing to sell the position, not to hold on to the position when it does hit $1. Now, when you think about all this, how do you find a way to restructure this? You could do something where you're like, hey, you know what? We're going to put everybody in this place. And if everybody buys USTC, we can grow that to a level, right? To a certain level, back to $1. Everybody buys Terra Luna Classic, we can grow that back to $1. Well, it's not as simple as that, right? You can't just ask the community to do something and then we all decide to do what they say they're going to do, because there's always going to be that one person or multiple people that say, this is an opportunity to do the opposite and gain profit out of it, because it's all about gaining profit in the end. I understand we are a community, but there are a ton of people that are for themselves, and it's totally understandable. You should be. It's investing. It's kind of war at this point. Even though we're all together, it's about getting your profit and making sure that you secure your profit, not making sure that you get the most possible, that you secure your profit and become profitable, because investing is very tough. It's not about throwing everything on black and then hoping that, it hits, right? It's way more than that. So, with all of this talk of how we can, restore the algorithm and re-enable or re-peg USTC, there's so many different levels and so many different conversations that are happening about that, right? There's the fact that we can burn Terra Luna Classic to the lowest point we could, see a higher price, and then eventually pay back that $10 billion of debt. But they're trying to find a way to pay back that $10 billion of debt without affecting a ton of the investors, right? We're trying to do this organically, but it's very tough to do it organically like that. And, they've thrown in different taxes saying, hey, we should put this tax over here. Maybe we can take portion of that tax or whatever. So anyways, let's get into the piece of the proposal. So basically, we understand the situation, and this is what I wanted to highlight. So we propose that Lunic holders should buy the debt of USTC through a community effort. And the way they do this is a one-off transaction, creating enough Lunic to buy 9.9 billion USTC in debt. Now, this is sort of a problem, because if we do that now, and I don't know when they plan on doing it, if it's after the burns and after we get to a certain price, I don't know. But if you pay off $9.9 billion right now, that will not work. And the reason why it will not work is because Terra Luna Classic is not worth $9.9 billion. So you would have to buy not only 1 times the overall market cap, but 2 times, 3 times, 4 times the overall market cap, damn near 5 times, actually 5 times the market cap that we are seeing now, which would dilute the hell out of Lunic. And that means that you would turn the minting on to mint these 6.9 or 7 trillion tokens, then 7 trillion coins again, then 7 trillion coins again, then again, then again, and again. And that's way too much of a supply. We're obviously looking to decrease that supply to reestablish the algorithm. USTC doesn't survive without Lunic, right? And Lunic doesn't survive without USTC. Well, technically, Lunic can survive without USTC. If the algorithm was to be in place, Lunic cannot survive without USTC. It can if there's no algorithm, but let's say there automatically is an algorithm, right? They both can't survive without one another. USTC more than Lunic, right? So that stablecoin needs to remain stable. And the way that it does is by minting Terra Luna Classic. And if you're minting this new Terra Luna Classic, 7 trillion of it every single time, it's not going to work out. It really isn't. So this is why the burn has been implemented, because you need to burn that supply down so that it creates a higher value, which essentially you can basically mint less coins and then eventually burn those coins as well as you mint them. Because the idea, in my opinion, the best route, and I hope this is how it's fully interpreted as we go through this meeting, is that you burn down the supply, let's say to 10 billion or 1 billion. Right? You find a way to get this to a $10 billion market cap. That is a $10 price point. Well, now you can burn 1 billion coins, and that would be at $10, and you'll have $10 billion. You will dilute the position because you're going to mint 10 billion coins to get it to that level so that you can have that money to put to USTC, but you have to have the 1.2% enabled there in order to burn that supply that you just added. So in theory, you would get down to the 1 billion, you would dilute the position, and then you would see the effect of the overall algorithm being back in place. But that's also asking of the community to stand still as this price does hit $1, which is kind of impossible to do, right? You can't ask the community to stand still. You're going to have a lot of people that don't do that. Now, what I propose, right, and this change in order to reestablish USTC is, I think we need a burn of the overall supply of USTC. I think we need to see USTC down to 1 billion as well, because the lowest we can get that, if we can get that really, really low, then the better the situation is, right? If we can get that to a $1 billion price point as well, or $1 billion supply as well, then we can see an ability to buy back 1 billion or, Re-Pegg USTC to $1 at 1 billion worth of a supply versus a 10 billion worth of a supply. So the way that we do that is sort of by another tax. I think a 1.2% tax for Lunic and a 1.2% tax for USTC would have been perfect. I don't know if we can do that, but I think with all the volume we are seeing through USTC, it would make sense to do a 1.2% burn there as well, or a 1% burn. Or since the 1.2% can't be fully, it can be allocated anywhere, because the coding, from what Edward Kim said to me, is that the coding is basically saying that you can allocate that 1.2% to anywhere. It doesn't physically have to burn. You can put it into a community pool, which could go to repaying USTC if you wanted to. So that could be an option there. And then, that can fix kind of everything, or at least establish a start to a fix. So I'm not 100% sure of exactly, sorry, I didn't open my screen, but you can understand what I was saying. I didn't really show much at all. But I don't really know if that's the mindset. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow about where they're landing on this. But no proposal has been created yet. I do think that USTC needs its own burn so that we can fully restructure it. I think we do have to turn minting on eventually in order to pay back USTC, but right now minting cannot come back on. We cannot see a mint of a total of 9.9 billion, because that will be trillions and trillions and hundreds of trillions of coins, and it just will not work. It will not work. I guarantee that won't work. But I do see the point in this. It's just kind of restructuring it, and maybe they're agreeing with this. I just don't see it within it. But anyways, guys, hit the like button if you guys want to read what they had. They did have it over in the what is that? The Discord group. But what I will put it is I will put it in the Patreon as well so that you guys do get it. I'll save this and put it in the Patreon so you guys do have a copy of it. But anyways, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. I appreciate you guys watching this whole video, even though I'm not showing you anything but my face. I do like my face. Hopefully you like it too. But hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. I talk with my hands a lot, don't I? I'm like everywhere. But, I'll catch you in the next one.